The pads aren't even on yet, and the Chargers are already giving us a lot to talk about. We're only 1 week into training camp, and the storylines are already stacking up. Between position battles, early standouts, and some very real questions about where certain players fit, it's clear this new era under Jim Harbaugh isn't wasting any time. But I want to hear from you before we dive into all this. Who do you think should start at center, Daiyan Johnson or Bradley Bozeman? Let me know in the comments, because right now, that's one of the biggest questions the team has to answer. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. Let's kick things off with the wide receiver room because there's a lot happening there. Greg Roman spoke recently, and his comments gave us a clear view of what the Chargers are thinking. This offense is not going to be built around 1 or 2 guys carrying the load. They're leaning into development. They're rolling with the players they have, and they're looking for who rises. Of course, Ladd McConkey is already a well-known piece. He's dominating targets in camp, he's got a set role, but everyone behind him? That's where the competition is wide open. Quentin Johnston, Trey Harris, Jalen Reagor, Keandre Lambert-Smith, Darius Davis are all rotating with the first-team offense on a consistent basis. There were even a few other names sprinkled in, like number 38, later identified as Daiyan Campbell. He was out there getting reps with Justin Herbert, but didn't seem to take advantage the same way others did. The 6 main pass catchers are clearly the focus. And among them, Trey Harris got a lot of attention from Greg Roman. Roman compared him to Josh Palmer, emphasizing Harris's ability to play in all 3 positions, XZ and slot. But he also made it clear that, for now, Harris is being viewed primarily as a Z'd receiver. That distinction matters, because when Greg Roman was asked directly about who the team sees at the X spot, he only mentioned Quentin Johnston and Trey Harris. So, if Harris is being penciled in at Z, that means Johnston is left as the likely X. And that's where things start to get a little complicated. There's a feeling that Quentin Johnston may not be the best suited for that role. He's better when he's moving, running crossers, posts, corners, deep overs. When he's asked to isolate, beat man coverage consistently, win at the line, that's not where he's thrived, and yet, based on how reps are being distributed, it seems that's where he's headed. But there's no need to panic. It's early, and like they said, everything can change. But right now, this is how the coaches view it. Jalen Reagor and Keandre Lambert-Smith have taken X snaps too, but their body types don't scream X receiver. Greg Roman did compare Lambert-Smith to Brandon Lloyd, which was surprising, considering Lloyd was more of a vertical jump ball guy. That's not really how most would describe Lambert-Smith, but Roman coached both. So there's probably something specific he has seen. So the bottom line is that this receiver group is still being sorted out. And right now, they're testing just about everything. Next up, tight ends. Tyler Conklin is the main guy in every meaningful drill so far. 2-minute situations, 2-point conversion work, 11 personnel. If it's a critical moment, Conklin is the tight end out there with the starter. That's not surprising. He's experienced, and he's been productive. But the name that's gaining momentum fast is Gadsden. He's had a strong start to camp, especially without pads. In Saturday's practice, Gadsden hauled in 3 receptions from Justin Herbert, 1 on a short route during 7-on-7, 1 seam ball that drew cheers from fans, and 1 chunk gained down the sideline that looked like a touchdown. And yes, these are unpadded practices. It's early, but when a rookie consistently flashes with the ones, that's something to note. Greg Roman spoke highly of him and emphasized how tight ends have more on their plate than most people think. Outside of quarterback, he said, they might have the most complex responsibilities. They need to know the run game inside and out, play in line, flex out wide, and be dependable pass catchers. Right now, Conklin is working in the middle of the field, doing damage in tighter spaces. Gadsden is being used more as a weapon, in space, on corners, wheels, and flats. It's a smart use of skill sets. The Chargers clearly like the different tools these tight ends bring. There may not be a breakout star, but as a group, they're strong. Okay, now pivot to the linebackers, because the conversation around Daiyan Henley is heating up fast. 2 interceptions in 2 days. 1 off a tipped ball, 1 where he read Herbert and stepped right in front of the route. And what makes that second pick even more impressive is the story behind it. After a blown coverage during a 2-point drill where Henley and Denzel Perryman had a miscommunication, they went straight to the sideline with Jesse Minter and reviewed the play. When the same look came up later, Henley diagnosed it, sat on it, and picked it clean. That's not just reaction time, that's growth. Minter said Henley is on a different level this year. He's dialed in. He's watching films, he's stepping up as a leader, and he's making the kinds of plays that get you noticed. Right now, Henley and Perryman are the first-team linebackers. Junior Colson and Troy Dye are working with the second team. That's a change from last year, when all four rotated. This time, Henley and Perryman are getting nearly all the first-team snaps together. It's a good balance. Henley brings range, speed, and coverage ability. Perryman brings the downhill thump. And yeah, they both talk a lot. Their communication and presence are a big part of what makes this pairing work. The staff is saying it outright. They don't want to take Henley off the field. That says it all. Now, let's address the big experiment happening on the offensive line. Daiyan Johnson at center. There's no sugarcoating it. This is a risk. Daiyan has never played center in a game before, and already in camp, there have been a couple botched snaps. One too high, one bobble. It's not all his fault, but it matters. Greg Roman defended the move. He believes Daiyan's athleticism can be amplified at center, especially in the run game. His quickness, ability to pull and climb to the second level, all of it can shine more in that role, according to Roman. But here's the issue. If the snaps aren't consistent, none of those matters. Bradley Bozeman, by contrast, has played center and guard his entire career. High school, college, NFL. Switching between the two constantly. He's the more experienced option, and so far, he's been the first guy out in every open portion of practice. Herbert and Joe Alt have both said, communication between Daiyan and Bozeman is solid. No drop-off there. That's good. But at the end of the day, you have to get the snap right, especially in a 2-minute drill on the road, with the game on the line. One bad snap, and it's over. Now, onto the defensive line. Deshaun Hand and Tier Tart are clear leaders right now. They're taking most of the first-team reps, and Hand is being used in pass rush packages as the lone DT, a role Morgan Fox held last season. Behind them, Otito Ogbonia and Naquan Jones are the second-team guys. The third team is where you'll find Justin Eboigbe, Scott Matlock, and Jamari Caldwell. It's still early and pads will change everything, but that's the current pecking order. It is a little disappointing that Eboigbe and Caldwell, two recent draft picks, are buried that deep. We'll see if that changes when the pads go on. In the secondary, Derwin James is getting a lot of slot reps. That's becoming a consistent thing. Meanwhile, the outside corner reps are being rotated heavily. Tarheeb Still, Cam Hart, Dante Jackson, and Dean Leonard are all getting looks. Even Josser Taylor and Matt Hankins are being mixed in. Dean Leonard had a highlight play this week, picking off Herbert and taking it back for 6. He's already a standout on special teams, and if he keeps making plays like that in coverage, it'll be hard to leave him off the roster. So that's week 1 of Chargers training camp. A lot of competition, a lot of movement, and a lot of questions are still left to answer. So now I'll ask you again, Daiyan or Bozeman? Let me know below.